pole position, Doriano Romboni. Number 23 in your picture, that's Bruno Casanova. We've seen Bruno Casanova slide off on more than one occasion. The front row, Romboni, Spahn, Prine, Casanova, and Heinz Leuti as they go. Streaking away now towards the first right-hander, which is third gear. They're dropping down the gearbox into third to get round this one. It doubles up and exits with a very tricky left indeed. The race winner last year was Alex Creville, of course, who's moved up to the 250cc class. Hans Spahn, however, was second in last year's race and will be very keen to go one better. 17 laps the full distance, 56.95 miles, 91.7 kilometers. The lap record here held by Takada, the Japanese, 2 minutes 17.2. Number 39, Alessandro Gramini, the Italian leading the race, who went so well in Sweden. So 39 leads. Gramini in the lead in the distinctive blue leathers. So Alessandro Gramini, having made a break for it, he did exactly the same in Sweden. Can he hold on? 17 laps is a long, long way to go. Gramini leads. The rest of the pack threading their way through the rights and lefts. This Czechoslovakian circuit, and the capacity crowd. A faller already. A faller halfway round the first lap. As soon as we get some identification, that's Romboni, pole position man. Doriano Romboni walks away from the wreckage fit and well, but what a sorry start to his Czechoslovakian Grand Prix. Just look at that. He was high-sided, the back wheel of his Honda let go, and Romboni is well and truly tangled up with it, sliding into the gravel. The black flag now for Morales. So Julian Morales, riding number 8, has been shown the black flag. We have to assume that he was mixed up in the incident with Doriano Romboni. If I get any further news on that one, I'll bring it to you, but Morales' race is also over. On lap 3, still very, very close at the front of the pack. It's Gramini, number 39, still stretching away. Right with him is Gabriele De Via, another Italian. So the Italians, as we've seen them before, riding very hard at the front of the action in the early stages. Number 39, Alessandro Gramini, second in the 1989 European Championship. There is the disqualified rider, Morales. Meanwhile, back at the front, Hans Spahn has now moved up into second place, so Alessandro Gramini, riding number 39, leads the race. Hans Spahn, number 2, is in second. Still in third place, it's number 37, Gabriele De Via, and Dirk Raudis, the little West German, riding number 16, is up to 4th. Spahn in second, riding number 2, knows what he has to do, and he has to get his Honda. The 31-year-old Dutchman has to force the Honda past Gramini's machine, and Spahn is very much on the inside. The tight, twisting Brno circuit, very difficult for 125s. They have to keep the engine on the boil, in the power band, and if necessary, slip the clutch out of the turns to keep it going. But a glance over the shoulder there from Gramini. Spahn is right with him and making a move. On the left-hand side, Hans Spahn there was closing up, going into the left-hander, but he's been denied the passing move. He's still in second. Gramini, number 39, leads, using all the track and more. De Via, number 37, locked in third. These three now dropping away ever so slightly from Dirk Raudis. We are on lap 4 as Hans Spahn has another very hard look at De Via's number 39 machine. The Czechoslovakian circuit here absolutely swelled with the East German supporters who have flocked into the country, just as they do every other year, to witness the action. Upwards of 200,000 paying spectators, and a brilliant spectacle, one of the better viewing circuits on the Grand Prix scene. Number 2, Hans Spahn through to the front. So the Dutchman now very much in the hunt for points. He knew what he had to do. He came here sitting on 129. If he stays where he is, he will pick up 20 points. No sign yet of Loris Capirossi, the championship leader. No sign yet of Stefan Prine, but there's Prine. Prine is in 5th or 6th place as we look. On lap 11, Hans Spahn leads from Alessandro Gramini. Number 5, 2-times world champion Fausto Grassini is in 3rd place. So Grassini, the Italian, moving up. Bruno Casanova, riding number 23, is in 4th, and in 5th place now, joint championship leader Stefan Prine. So, watch the man there in the yellow helmet, riding number 7. He now knows what he has to do. He has to get past the man in front of him, then the man in front of that, and just keep on going. The caption there showing you that Prine and Capirossi, the 2 joint championship leaders, are poles apart in this race, and the man in with a chance of grabbing the glory, riding number 7, Stefan Prine from Wuppertal in West Germany. Had this hand injury early in the season. That now seems to be holding good because he's really closed. He's in 5th and closing. There, number 17, Alfred Weibel again, another German closing on the back of the order. Spahn approaching a back marker. They're all ahead of them with an awful lot to do as the rest of the field streak through in the 1-2-5s. Single-cylinder water-cooled 6-speeders. Fausto Grassini, number 5, closing in there, almost for the kill. He's right with Spahn, but Gramini has gone through to the front again. Number 39, Alessandro Gramini leads. Well over halfway into the action now. Gramini from Spahn. And Bruno Casanova gone past Spahn. So number 23, Bruno Casanova, another Italian on another Honda, is in 2nd, just as Hans Spahn, the 31-year-old Dutchman from Castricum, had a really hard look at the inside line. He pulls the Honda out of the slipstream of Casanova, but he's on the inside and Casanova closes the door. Prine is also in touch, as is Dirk Rowdies and Fausto Grassini. Let's look at that move again as Casanova goes through. Beautifully engineered overtaking manoeuvre. We are on lap 13 of the 125cc Czechoslovakian Grand Prix from Brno. Prine is up to 3rd, forcing hard. Stefan Prine will do his championship chances the world of good if he can pull this one off, but he's going to have to ride his socks off. Alessandro Gramini leads again, head down behind the Perspex bubble, elbows and knees in. Out comes the knee, down through the gearbox for the right-hander as Hans Spahn sweeps through. Hans Spahn, 3rd fastest qualifier. The performance by Gramini is unbelievable. He qualified 10th fastest, but he definitely had 1 or 2 aces firmly tucked up his sleeve. Prine is right with him. Gramini still in 2nd, Prine and Casanova, and also Fausto Grassini tucked in as well. 4th place man, Heinz Luthi. There's Grassini right with him, so Heinz Luthi, riding number 66, the young Swiss, is in 4th place. Jorge Martinez there, also featured in the picture. Spahn from Gramini. There's Luthi. Prine is in 3rd. There's Grassini in 5th. Number 5 on his machine. Number 5 in the race. And number 37, Gabriela Davia, is in 6th place. The action changing all the time here. Unbelievably exciting again. The 125s, I take my hat off to each and every one of them. They've provided a thrilling spectacle right through the 1990 Grand Prix season. Into the front, but no, denied it at the last gasp on the left-hander. Went Stefan Prine, but he's had to settle for 2nd. But Prine is in 2nd, on his way now to 17 points, unless, and I have to say it's bound to happen, unless the positions are changing as we speak. Prine in 2nd, Spahn leads. Gramini now down in 3rd. The familiar pigtail of the Italian flapping out behind his helmet. The blonde-haired young Italian who's come so good at the tail end of the 1990 season. Martinez has now tacked himself on to the back, and these 10 have left the rest of the field for dead. Just look at the gap. There's Casanova, number 23, Bruno Casanova, who was in the hunt earlier on, is now leading the charge for the second half of the bunch. Prine and Spahn almost side by side, but Spahn, the brilliant tactician, the brilliant engineer, the man who does most of his own work. Another faller, that's Capirossi, Loris Capirossi, joint championship leader, has thrown away his hopes of the 1990 world title, along with his Honda, into the gravel. 2 and a bit laps remaining as Hans Spahn narrowly leads Stefan Prine from Gresini. Gramini down to third, De Beer still vying for fourth place. There's Alfred Weibel, number 17. Jorge Martinez is well in there as well. Stefan Prine now leads Spahn. These two having a titanic struggle, grabbing the front. As I speak, there's Gresini, Gramini, and number 37, Gabriele De Beer. Now they are being dropped away by the first two. Prine from Spahn, but Spahn's not having any of it. He's through on the inside, but Prine sweeps round the left hand of the crowd on their feet, craning their necks to see the action. Stefan Prine has already been told by the HB Honda team that they would dearly like him for 250cc duty next year. His heart and hopes lie with the 125 title at the moment. More important things on his mind. He's got real problems with Hans Spahn behind him. The battle now very much on for third place. That's where it's going to be as they race towards the flag. I don't really think the pursuing bunch have any chance of catching the leading two now. Prine and Spahn are breaking away. They're making their move. And it's Prine as they drop down again to the left-hander, down through the gearbox. There's Gramini again. So Gramini fighting back. Martinez hasn't given up. Poor Alfred Weibel seems to be tail-end Charlie every week. It was exactly the same in Sweden. He was on the back, but he just couldn't quite get up through the orders. Prine leads. Now 3, 4, 5, 6 machine lengths in it from Spahn. Then it's Alessandro Gramini from Fausto Gresini, Gabriele De Beer, Heinz Luthi, Dirk Raudes, and Jorge Martinez having one of his better rides in the second half of the season. The German flags jubilant here. They sense that Stefan Prine can pull it off. Stefan Prine senses he can pull it off, but Hans Spahn, the very talented Dutchman, who puts his own engines together so very carefully, has other ideas, I'm sure. The whistles and the cheers echoing round the circuit here at Brno. Prine, 3 lengths from Spahn. Gramini still there. Gabriele De Beer, Fausto Gresini. It's all going to be a sprint for second, but Prine now on his way. The crowd absolutely jubilant as Stefan Prine sprints up the straight, but his Honda just narrowly being caught by the machine of Hans Spahn, and Spahn good on the brakes as well. Closed him right down on the brakes. The weather here, the sun beating down in a cloudless sky. Ideal for 125cc road racing. They are on their last lap. A little over 2.5 miles now for Stefan Prine to do. And just look how close Spahn is. Spahn is right on the inside. One hiccup and Prine will lose the lead. He has to now ride carefully, sensibly, and use the very, very shortest route round the circuit and make Spahn go the long way round if he's going to do anything at all. My guess is Spahn will try it on the brakes because he's very good on the brakes and has a little more daring, dare I say, than Stefan Prine when it comes to it. Spahn flicked it through to take the lead. A look over the shoulder from Stefan Prine. Prine will also know that second will be good enough. Not going to take any chances now. That gives them 2 races in which to sort the title out. Capirossi has now gone from the overall reckonings. It's going to be a fight for the title, just as it's going to be a fight for this race between Holland and Germany in the shape of Hans Spahn, number 2, and Stefan Prine, number 7. The checkered flag now in sight. Spahn weaving to break the toe. The flagman almost as excited as the race winner from Holland. Gramini just gets the verdict from Gabriele De Beer, but Spahn delighted, Gramini delighted, Stefan Prine quietly confident. Confirmation of the result. What another thrilling 125 race that was. Spahn from Prine, Gramini, De Beer, Heinz Luthi, Dirk Rowdes, Fausto Grassini dropped to 7th, and Jorge Martinez, he should be pleased with 8th. He rode hard, but certainly the 125s are going. So let's have a look at the title now. How close is it? 10 points the gap. Prine from Spahn, 2 rounds remaining. Hungary and Australia. Loris Capirossi now will have to work a miracle. Romboni, Martinez, Rowdes, Grassini and Stadler. Well, a thrilling ride by the 31-year-old Dutch. Points in it between Stefan Prine, the West German, Hans Spahn, the Dutchman, and the brilliant, talented 17-year-old Italian Loris Capirossi, who cannot afford to fall today. Winner of the British Grand Prix, Capirossi needs to do it again here in Hungary. A full grid, 36 riders go, and look at them. You're not going to argue with me because you can't count that lot. You'll have to take my word for it, they're all out there. 36 qualified and 36 start. A regular hornet's nest of 125s into the first left-hander. Hans Spahn, number 2, leads from number 7, Stefan Prine. Right in there as well is Alessandro Gramini. We've come to notice the blue riding leathers now of Gramini and the blonde pigtail out through the back of his helmet. But Spahn, right with him is Capirossi. Then it's Stefan Prine, the rest of the pack streaming through. An awful lot at stake here. The British riders qualified well up. Robin Appleyard was very fast in practice, as was Steve Patrickson from Shipley in Yorkshire. So both those riders from Yorkshire. Appleyard, of course, son of the famous Yorkshire motorcycle dealer Colin Appleyard, spends all his time on the continental scene doing the Grand Prix. Doesn't have time to fit in many British meetings. The numbers are blur as they stream through the very, very quick S's, flicking it left and right, but out in front, they're beginning to stretch away. Something like 8 lengths now. Alessandro Gramini, number 39, has on the pursuing pack. Right with him is Hans Spahn, number 2. Then it's number 65, Loris Capirossi. Then it's Stefan Prine in those black leathers with the vivid yellow helmet we've come to recognize. It makes him very easily picked out. There's Jorge Martinez. Jorge Martinez is in 6th place now. So Gramini, a lightning start by Alessandro Gramini. The Italian really is brilliant, and he knows the way around the 125. He rides it beautifully. Gramini leads. 2nd in the European Championship 1989, so no stranger to international competition. His fellow countryman, number 65, Loris Capirossi, is right there now in 2nd, having passed Hans Spahn. So the championship battle is between Prine, Spahn and Capirossi. Gramini not really in with a chance of doing anything in the title, but certainly having a tremendous race. Number 39, Gramini there. A faller there, 8th, that's Morales. Julian Morales is off the Cobas, frantically trying to straighten the front end. Well, the Michelin rubber didn't help him there. He's off, he's in the dirt, bumps it away. A big gap now from the chasing pack. The 1st and 2nd place men streak away. So Loris Capirossi really going well past Gramini. Capirossi and Gramini. Number 69, Emilio Cupini, the Italian. So Cupini going well too. That's the best result we've seen from Cupini. If he can keep this sort of pace up, he's mixing it with very hot company indeed. Stefan Prine on the tail end of that bunch needs desperately to get up with the chasing pack. Loris Capirossi, of course, having fallen, been in the dirt, lost the championship lead when he looked like being the youngest ever world champion, beating Alex Creville's record by a clear 2 years, could well now be going to Australia faced with a neck-to-neck struggle with Stefan Prine. A real problem there for Capirossi. He certainly has to win, and Prine, of course, well, relatively languishing down there in 6th place. Fausto Grassini is ahead of Hans Spahn. So number 5, Fausto Grassini. Number 2, Hans Spahn. Number 7, Stefan Prine, the West German from Wuppertal. While the young Italian, Loris Capirossi, leads. In 2nd place, another sensational result, riding number 60, Heinz Luthi. And in 3rd place, number 23, Bruno Casanova. So we have, in 2nd and 3rd place, certainly 2 men that we're not accustomed to seeing up there in the dying stages. Casanova, Grassini number 5, Hans Spahn number 2, Stefan Prine. They are on their last lap, and as usual, the 125s delivering tremendous entertainment. If only there were an appreciative crowd here, they'd be reveling in the battle that the 125 men are giving us. Race leader, 17-year-old Loris Capirossi from Italy, on his way for 20 points, but his fellow countryman Bruno Casanova on yet another Honda is in 3rd and has scorched round here with a new record lap. Heinz Luthi, the Swiss, number 60, is in 2nd, but here's your race leader, number 65, Capirossi, riding the tight line. Casanova now is up to 2nd. Bruno Casanova, number 23, has gone past Luthi. He's on the charge. Is he going to steal victory from Capirossi going into the final stages of the Hungarian 125cc Road Race Grand Prix, the penultimate race in the 1990 World Championship? Australia is all that remains as they sweep round the left-hander into the S's. Flicking it right, Capirossi still from Casanova. A great ride by Bruno Casanova. He's been off a few times. We've seen him pick it out of the sand trap and the grass, extract the twigs from the exhaust and push it away again. But he stayed on this time. The weather fantastic, the track surface great, everybody on slick tyres. No question about tyre choice. The conditions here ideal, as they have been, bar 1 or 2 exceptions all the way through the season. Out of the final turn, Capirossi on his way now for 20 points. The long right-handed sweep. A little wheelie from Bruno Casanova, but Capirossi gets the flag. It's a neck and neck, and I think Heinz Luthi got it because Casanova went a bit wide. It looks as though Heinz Luthi, number 60, got 2nd from Casanova in 3rd, and Stefan Prine might just have got 4th. We'll have to wait for the final result. In fact, Prine was down in 6th. Grassini got 4th. Spahn was 5th. Cupini, Gramini, but Capirossi, just look at those Italians, 5 of them in the top 8. What does that do to the title standings? Well, I can tell you, it makes the gap 7 points. Prine leads Capirossi. Spahn can win it as well. Australia is the next one. Romboni not in with a chance.